He married my sister, now we're living together. We're roommates-in-law.
That was probably our worst one.
That was, yeah, that's bottom 3 for sure.
I didn't, and I gotta take blame here. I don't feel like I put 100% into that one.
Yeah, and we kind of rushed into it, and I was fucking with this thing over here. I accidentally hit a button on my interface that I've never hit before.
Oh shit! Sounds like you're hitting the panic button right now.
Yeah, dude. Great riff. You guys,
we got to come clean on that one too.
Tim said that right before we started recording, and he was like, "Well, we got to find a way to say that again."
Yeah, let's get that heater in there. And Tom just set it up perfectly. We had this whole thing about how he like buttons up his shirt, and I was going to try to get him to say buttons, but he wouldn't do it. And then we just went with that version of it instead.
I just said I'll just tee my good friend up right away.
No, we already. Yeah, but it was pretty half-hearted. I had to go. That was a kind of a bad lob where the guy has to reach way back and catch it, and it's like incredible that he still dunked it because the lob was so shitty. That's what that was.
I feel like it wasn't actually a dunk though. It was like you caught it, and then you had to do kind of like where they do like the alley-oop
at the last minute. They kind of change it. Yeah,
like they still use the backboard.
Yeah, but like that still counts for 2 points, right?
Still 2 points for Tim.
Still 2 points, Tom.
Yeah.
You're fucking
Tim's
dog shit.
Putting up 8 and 4.
8 and 4 in a JV game, and I'm like 23.
Dude, it would be really fun if you could. Like, wouldn't it be fun to see how you match up with like JV basketball players right now?
Right now, I feel like I would get worked out.
Yeah, but like there is still an element like. I don't know. I was playing at a YMCA recently where there were some high school kids there. And yeah, they were like in better shape, but like
you're playing old man ball on them.
Yeah, some of them just still kind of like suck and they're figuring out how to like move their bodies still.
You're saying high school kids or middle school kids? High school kids. I mean, middle school,
I was
sure.
Playing with a bunch of 8-year-olds.
Yeah. Well, like every once in a while, there's like those 2 8th graders that are pretty good that'll like play with the older guys. I don't know if it was like that situation or were you playing with like juniors in high school.
Literally,
so I feel like
one of them said he was a JV. Like,
okay,
I would guess.
Like a
I would
freshman?
guess he was like. I would guess he was like 16, but I don't know. My perception of that is so warped because when I was 17, I was the size of most 6th graders. So it was like. So I'm like, I see like a kid who's like 5'6". I'm like, God damn, you must be 19 years old.
Like, damn, dude. Did you get held back or something? Were you like 20, 22? Yeah. 5'6"? Holy shit. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if I wouldn't play against there's some high schoolers that are just grown men. These will just ruin your life.
I specified JV. I don't want to play against the varsity kids.
Sure. Yeah, JV. Man, that's also like a testament to like their talent level too. Like they might be a little more athletic. Is that what you're just saying? They're like athletic, but they like are trash. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be fun to go kind of put some work up.
Kind of backing them down, just full old man ball.
Dude, I mean,
out.
I straight up hit like a baby hook. I'm like, yeah, that's a 5'10" baby hook.
You never relied on a shot fake so much more in your life. You're like, I mean, if he doesn't bite on this thing, I'm toasted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm passing it. That's my 2 moves: is pump fake, dribble, or just a.
I'm the guy in the middle yelling. I'm going ball. Pick him up. Somewhere. I'm the court general.
One coming alone. Yeah. You're alone.
I got you. On your left. Hey, on your left.
Omaha.
Emma's like,
start calling plays.
They're like, this guy sucks, but I mean, he's great. He's a great communicator, and we really kind of do need that.
It kind of looks like he's playing a basketball player in a movie right now.
Like he is getting. This guy's got 32 and 10 on him right now. He is getting worked out, but he's here and he's working hard.
Every time there's a dead ball, he calls us in and he gives us like these inspired speeches about how this, Zach is in the hospital and we got to win this one for him. We don't know who Zach is.
No, but Zach needs it, dude. No one's needed it more than Zach right now. He's fighting for his life in there, Tom. I said, hey, me and the fellows are going to go out. We're going to beat these guys.
We're going to get this one for you.
Zach was like, how did you get into this room? And I was like, wait, I thought this was a CVS.
And he goes, no, and I'm your dad.
And I'm your dad, dude.
Anyways, you're not my dad. You're also not my roommate.
Oh, we're not even. Whoa, that was our longest one yet. That was like when Tarantino finally plays the name of the movie like 25 minutes into it, and you're like, oh shit.
God, I forgot I was even watching a roommate. I mean,
We're not even
God damn it.
watching a roommate. Creepy ass Tom. That's a Freudian slip there, Tom. We're not even brothers-in-law, Tom.
No, but we are
Good friends.
good friends and world-class basketball players.
I mean, God, no, I really don't think I would do well if I wouldn't play basketball right now.
Against JV, yeah, I'm like so overconfident. I'm like thinking about maybe like trying to drop in on the
Drop in.
school.
You're doing a guestie at
Yeah,
the 3-on-3 basketball
I'm just
tournament?
trying to rat a guestie at the JV basketball practice.
I'm trying to rat a guestie in the semis if I could. That'd be sick. Yeah, dude, if I could just get like a quarter like in at like the semis, that'd be so sick.
The cardio is not there, but I have been working on the jumper. So to put me in the corner for a couple set plays.
My last run at the Glory was in Chicago, that like comedian 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
That was a fun little tourney.
I was probably like 20. No, I guess I was like 31 or 32. And I was like, this is like
what,
the last
88, 89?
This was 93,
Okay,
actually.
yeah. So you were 32. Yeah.
Summer in 93, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is all the juice I got, Tom. We got to the
I remember this
championship
tournament.
game and got beat.
Wow, who'd you lose to?
A bunch of young people.
Yeah, I played in that one.
Did you? Who? Oh, well, we're gonna get way too. Oh, you got hurt?
Yeah, I was playing with Antonio
Oh.
and I forget who else was on my team.
Oh, we
Someone-
played against Antonio. I was like, you gotta just stop jumping, dude. Like, it's not cool.
Yeah, no, it was really insane.
It was like
I mean,
rude at one point. I was like, I know it's like fun for you to jump this high, but can you not?
it's also playing against a bunch of comedians. It's like exclusively playing against people where it doesn't matter how skilled they once were at a sport. They've
It's all a
spent the
little
last
off.
decade of their life ruining their body.
Yeah, it's just because you can be like, oh, I bet that guy was decent like
Uh-huh.
7 years ago,
Yeah.
but it's going off of his knee, it's going off of his foot.
Oh, I thought you were talking about their axe. Come on.
Oh, well, the axe never existed, Tom. Come on. But it is just a little. But here's the thing, and this is the key to any sport where you're not supposed to be good at it, i.e., golf.
Yeah.
When you and I go play golf, you're not expecting to shoot a 72.
No.
You're not even expecting to shoot an 80, Tom.
No, that would be the best day of my life.
That would be the best day of your life. But you go play these sports with these guys, and they haven't played them in 10 years, and they start yelling and screaming.
Oh, it's so lame.
They're huffing and they're puffing, Tom. Hey,
Yeah.
when's the last time you played? 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You stink now.
You're stinky poo now, and
I'm
get used
sorry. It's not like some wrong against you. You're just not any good at it anymore. So let's just
No.
have fun and suck.
to it. Just suck. Don't play dirty. Don't play shitty.
Don't call a foul at the last point. Don't you dare.
No, but you should take a charge once in a while. That feels good.
That just to keep everybody honest, because like no one can argue with it, but they're like, I hated that.
I've done it twice in pickup basketball in my life.
Did you get the calls?
Well, one of the times it was kind of accidental. I actually was gonna go
You
straight up, and the dude just straight up wrecked me. This was like 2 months ago, and I got
Oh,
like,
so they called the.
oh, immediately. I mean, I got smoked. Because I think he did the thing where he's kind of a bigger
Oh,
dude, and he did
that
the thing
rules.
where like he went to jump, but again, I'm playing in a league of comedians. He kind of like stumbled over his shoes, so he went a lot more forward than he went up.
Oh, right.
you know?
Yeah, so
Where
he
it's
just kind of like shoulder right in your chest, did you?
right in the chest, and I went down, and I was like, ah. And he was like, yeah, that's
charge.
fine. Well, one time I did straight up. I covered my nuts, took a charge.
That
And
rules.
It was like a weird instinctual thing that I did, and I was like, I've never even played organized basketball. Why did
Yeah,
I?
but you know that that's how you and I get minutes. We're taking
Yeah,
charges.
yeah. That's in our DNA.
Sorry, like I'm not shooting
Taking
a passing
charges?
lane and going to dunk one on the other end. I'm gonna get a cheap little foul on you.
I'm gonna get.
That's our ball
now.
now.
I'm also gonna swim move you on an offensive rebound and just out hustle you because it's in my DNA as a short man.
Oh my God! What we don't have in athleticism, we got in spunk.
Heart, spunk, coach's son.
Coach's son. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I would like to go play with guys that are pretty good and just see how embarrassing it gets.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, see how long until, or like, when they like after you lose, they can kind of pick up a new group of guys. Just kind of hang around and really make them not choose me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like standing right next to the guy the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Everything he says, you're like yes anding.
Yeah.
He's like,
so
all right,
true.
we should pick team, and you're like, yeah, everyone line up.
Everyone gather around. We're gonna start picking teams.
Me and Brandon are picking teams. Who are we looking at, dude? It's you and me against the world, brother.
You know what? I would really hope that our listeners are familiar with the game of basketball.
Yeah, I guess we should pivot from basketball. That was
not
pretty
bad.
Heavy.
Not bad.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that.
Tom, come on.
Wow, that was from 30 feet.
We got to pivot away from the basketball talk.
Come on. Yeah,
damn.
Once again, hope people know basketball. Sorry, it's March Madness. I've been watching a lot of basketball lately.
Oh, it's not our fault.
Your sweet Tigers go down last night. I'm sorry about that, Timothy.
This Caitlin Clark is really something, Tom.
She is.
She's straight up like one dribble pulling up from 25.
I know.
And it's like wet.
I want to play her one-on-one.
I saw a little video of, and it made me feel good because it was a girl going around to a bunch of dudes. Like, do you think you could beat? And they all were like, no.
Oh, hell yeah. That rips.
And you're like, there we go.
Yeah, come on.
That's progress.
Yeah, that is progress. Because 10 years ago, you ask a bunch of dudes if they could beat the top college basketball women's player, and I bet too many would say yes.
To be fair, Caitlin Clark is a little different.
She is. She's the all-time movie.
She's crazy.
But, like, no one was taking Maya Moore in the day. Breonna Stewart,
Damn, Breonna Stewart's a deep cut.
Yeah, I've kind of been a WNBA head for a long time.
Breonna Stewart. Breonna Stewart's such a deep cut. I have no idea who it is.
You've never heard that name?
Breonna Stewart?
She was part of that UConn run where UConn was just like, it was college women's basketball.
Oh, what they won like what was it, like 180 games in a row or something embarrassing?
In my head, they won the national championship for 3 straight decades.
Yeah, it was like 4 straight years. It was a crazy run.
And it was like no one could even come close to beating them. I'm excited for the eventual documentary on that. This is so boring. But that dude, Gino, the head coach of UConn women's basketball, he's been there for forever. He did so much for the women's game. His
hair also never moved.
Not once. He's got Lego hair.
Never moved, not once.
Every night he takes that off and puts it on his nightstand like a crown.
And he kind of shakes his head like it's like when a girl finally lets her hair down. Oh.
And he's just got a huge mane.
It's just truly like a beautiful blonde head of hair.
Yeah.
Just draws a bath.
Oh God.
That was a hell of a run. We're still on basketball talk, Tom. Let's pivot to something everybody loves.
I got an update. I'm continually getting fucked by this filthy chai situation.
Oh, I got an update on this too. What's yours?
Oh, this rips. So I was at a coffee shop this morning, and I'm not ever taking that risk again. I'm never ordering a filthy chai.
I can't believe you did it in the first place, but God bless.
We got some updates. We got some notes about this too, but we got a note from someone who said they were a barista and they were familiar with the phrase filthy
yes
chai.
That's what I heard.
So that was big.
That is big.
That made me
that
feel
was like, oh, okay, it's just
a fucking moron.
It's just not a Starbucks thing.
It's not a bees thing. Yeah. And so this morning I was at a coffee shop. Cool Bucks.
Okay.
Starbucks, Milwaukee Bucks, the Milwaukee Starbucks.
The Milwaukee, man. It's not that far away, honestly.
No, it's gonna happen. But I was at a cool little hipster coffee shop getting coffee with our good pal Grant Winkles, Winky, this morning. And I go up and I go, can I get a dirty chai? And she's like, yeah. And then I go, can I get like twice the espresso though? And she's like, yeah. So you want double? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, so. And you ever know when like you're ordering something and you're like, has this ever happened to you? You're like, this is wrong. Like whatever is gonna happen is not what I wanted.
Well, is it because of what you said? Because obviously when she starts saying it back to you, you're like, well, I didn't nail it.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
I know this didn't go the way it was supposed to go.
And I was like, sure, yeah. And it's like a big line behind me. And she's like, so you want 2 double shots? And I was like, yeah, well, just whatever. Yeah.
Whatever you could do, double that.
But
about
then
that?
we've had this conversation before. This is one
It's
of those
2
coffee shops.
shots.
They do it in twos. So a
Yeah.
dirty chai was actually going to be 2 shots of espresso, which to my knowledge is a filthy chai. But just the way she clarified, I was like, huh. And then she rings it up and it's $12.50.
No.
And I see it on the thing and it's like,
Don't tell me you didn't say something. Don't
chai
you dare.
latte and then 2 espresso orders, like 2 separate, like I've got 3 line items on there.
Okay.
And
So
I
she's new.
paid for it.
Oh,
I
you
think
paid.
I think she was being a little bit, I kind of flubbed the delivery and I was also kind of talking to my friend, so it's like I think she was maybe a little like, "Come on. What do you want?"
Wait. Don't
being
tell
a
me
little
you were
sneaky.
doing like the talking to your friend thing and you were like, yeah, so we were like at this party and there were shit. And then she was like, can I help you? And you were like, oh, like, can I get a chai latte with like so much espresso?
Yeah,
So
Tim,
like
that
Stephanie
was
was being so weird.
That was the tone of voice I was using. And I was talking about a high school party I went to. You dick. No, I was just like, I walked in, I was like, Winky, what's up, buddy? Like, said hi, gave him a hug, and then walked up to the counter. And then, like, 2 people came in behind me. So there's people behind me as she comes over, and she just was seemingly impatient. And I didn't nail the order. And I just could tell that she was like, okay with just putting it all on there and not being like, hey, this is going to be the cost of 3 coffees.
I think, okay, so here's my little cue. I was always under the assumption. So you said dirty chai latte, and
Yeah.
that is 2 shots of espresso, correct?
I thought it was just 1 shot of espresso with a chai.
1 shot. So when you say filthy, that's 2 shots.
That's what I was told.
Okay. And then what did you say again? I'm sorry.
I said, can I do a dirty chai, but
shot.
an extra espresso?
An extra espresso.
And so she goes, okay, so chai latte with 2 double shots. And I just said, yeah, sure. It was the morning. I was tired. I was like, yeah, whatever you want to just let it rip.
Yeah, that'll be great.
And then I could just tell when she was punching it all in.
2 double shots.
And she's kind of like saying it under her breath. She's like, chai. And then I got to scroll down to this other thing, hit that twice. And then he's going to pay way too much money for this and probably regret it. And then it comes up on the screen. It's $12.50. I'm like, well, obviously I didn't mean to order one drink that cost $12.
I would never.
In Minnesota. Like,
yeah, that's wild. I forgot you're in the Soats.
That's the price of half a cocktail in New York. I mean,
yeah. So wait, did she hand you 3 beverages or was this all into 1 bev?
It was all 1 bev. So also, I don't know what they would do with a dirty chai because I've never seen it listed as a chai latte and then also like an espresso drink on the line.
Yeah, I think she fucked that one up.
She kind of fucked it up. I kind of fucked it up. And I don't think I've ever been presented with a dollar amount and said, you know what? Never mind.
I did that at a McDonald's recently.
Oh, please tell.
I couldn't like in good conscience, I could not do it.
Well, was this you saw
I was on the road,
you realized you ordered too much or you were like, this just costs too much?
This just costs too much. I went with my classic order. Because when I was in high school, it used to always be on the dollar menu, so we would just run over like before basketball practice.
Insane.
And
if I ate McDonald's before playing basketball now, I would vomit immediately.
Oh, well, it was like late practices, like it was kind of insane that we would ever do that. Looking back on it, you used to just be able to do stuff.
Dude, we used to go get shakes from Arby's before soccer practice,
and you were just like, good to go.
Curly fries and shakes before soccer practice. Insane.
Yeah, that's instant little.
I think it's the reason I didn't go to the league.
Yeah, I would think. I'm not going to argue that at all.
Wait, so what'd you order? What was your order at Mickey D's?
2 spicy McChickens and a 6-piece nugget.
Okay.
Tom? And then I said, what if I got crazy? Like I'm on the road, toss a Sprite on there.
Sure.
It's just $28.
I mean, this is getting out of hand.
It was $28, Tom.
What'd you take off?
Everything. I said I'm leaving.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I couldn't do it.
Wow, that's amazing.
I could not pay $28 for that.
No.
Right? These are
No.
all in my mind. This is gonna be $9, $10.
Dude, nugget prices have gone through the roof. The nugget is up more than the dollar, I think, inflation wise.
Dude, people are walking around. I can't I'm trying to pay for drinks with nuggets.
I wish I could have put money in nuggets like 10 years ago. I would have taken everything out of Apple and put it in nuggets.
All nugs, dude. McDonald's honestly will never stop dominating unless I think they did lower their prices after that, after they saw my reaction.
Well, yeah, they saw you walk out. They go, "Holy shit, we've had Tim since high school. We can't lose him now."
On this same order.
On this order. And now
we just lost him.
We just walked him.
We just walked him. Oh, fuck. Hey, where's he going? They're like Panda Express. That's exactly where he's going.
Yeah. If as long as Panda's open.
He's eating, dude. Oh, there's a little deep cut for your asses. What do you think of that one?
Yeah, you guys. Sorry for all the basketball talk. There's a deep cut roommates-in-law reference.
Damn. Hey, Tom, throw your hood back up. I guess no one watches this. It's just Tommy got on looking like he was about to drop some bars.
I was thinking about, I look emo as hell, honestly. Look at this hair.
But yeah, pull it all in the front.
Dude.
You should rebrand. Oh, there it is. That's the look right there. Boy,
swoop.
That's horrible.
Yeah, this is really bad. Oh my God. Yes.
Audio listeners are absolutely eating this up.
Do you have the time?
No. Can't do that.
Oh
Tom.
my God. Yes.
What how was your day? I didn't see very many He Has Risen posts this year. Is that out?
Easter was still happening. It's still kind of popping in the Catholic Church.
People really out and about?
Yeah. I mean, everyone, I was filming this little, I'll tell you about, but I was filming this little thing this weekend, and a bunch of people in this small town said, "What are we doing at Easter weekend?" And I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah, we just figured this would be the best time of the year. You know,
I had not thought about it at all, but we did. I had a couple people coming to the show from a Saturday Easter Mass. And those are the people who just get absolutely lit up because they're like, "Well, I did my good thing today. I went to Mass."
The good thing. Also, you're holding Easter Mass is always so much pressure.
Why?
Because everyone in the world came.
Oh, because you're kind of on display for the rest of the community.
Yeah, and it's slam packed in there, and everybody's really Eastering it up.
Yeah, and it's really hot, and I'm like, God, I'm wearing a tie for the first time in a while. I'm 7. I think I might pass out in here.
Right? And then you're just looking at what is it? The booklet? Is it the pamphlet?
Yeah. Well, there's the Psalm booklets and stuff, but then
there's the itinerary.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called though?
The run of show, I believe it's called. The set list.
You're like, oh damn, Father Obermeyer's doing 10 again. That rules.
Holy shit, he's doing Matthew again this year. God, that's kind of a classic, but sometimes you got to play the hits.
Hey, you know what always scared me in Catholic Church? Did y'all ever do where you would have they would do the Stations of the Cross?
Of course, on Easter.
And he would there was just some guy, I don't know who it was, but he was always dragging a cross.
Oh, you did a live reenactment?
I mean, I didn't, but we would watch one.
Damn, you couldn't get cast?
And I always just thought, I don't think I like this, dude.
Yeah, the live reenactment almost feels like mocking because it's well, this isn't what happened. He was being whipped and shit was thrown at him and
well, he was all bloodied up and shit.
Yeah. Oh, the actor was?
Yeah.
Oh, this is some weird shit.
It's a little much, no?
I've never seen the act out.
The act out was on. He was struggling with this big thing, and people were like, "Oh, you shouldn't." You know,
dude, that guy's an aspiring actor too. He's trying to get cast in How I Met Your Mother, and he's got to play this.
Dude, he booked that, and he was like, "Fuck yes, dude."
I mean, it's a resume builder. Everyone's got to start somewhere.
I know. He was pumped when they started casting for well, shit. What was that Mel Gibson movie called?
Passion of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ. He was like, "Oh, I had this shit.
I've already done it." And then he's like, "Gibson's doing it."
Gibson.
How the fuck is anyone supposed to get cast in anything anymore?
No, Gibson wasn't Jesus.
No, he wasn't. I've actually never even seen that movie.
I saw it. Didn't love it.
Yeah, I mean, is it like a pro-Christian movie or is it like
Oh,
anti?
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I've never
It's
seen it.
very,
Oh, because Mel Gibson's a little nutty religious, right?
I think so. I know he's anti some certain religions.
Yeah, yeah. He's anti some people, which makes me think he's pro something too.
Yeah, he's got a few he's not a fan of, Tom.
No, I'm not really religious. I'm just kind of anti a lot of specific religions.
Um, yeah, Mel, I don't know. I just that I remember from the Catholic Church. I remember being really, really antsy. Oh, and I used to take the what is it, the Eucharist, and I would never actually eat it. I would try to keep it as dry as I possibly could in my mouth, and then I would get back to my seat and I would take it out and I would just kind of like, oh, nice.
I just kind of have it.
Just kind of have it for a little while, and then I'd eventually munch on it. But I always liked bringing it back to my seat and looking at it.
It's such a because I guess it was imprinted with like the cross or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like there was some
Yeah.
production value on the body of Christ.
I like that. I don't know how you hold that. I mean, it's almost like paper. Like the second it gets wet, it gets so soggy.
I know you just have to keep it on your. I had it all figured out, and I would get it
You-
back, and I was like, nice, not bad.
God,
Used to have fun.
did you ever faint in church?
Nope, fainted at a barber shop though.
Yeah, we've told our fainting stories as adults on here. I believe.
As a kid, I don't think no, I never did. I always knew to keep my.
Wait, I think I took
my
out
knees
where
bent.
I'm fucking doing. I'm on repeat here. I think I've told this story, but I fainted once really bad in front of a full church because I started thinking about death really deeply.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
And I just locked my knees, and next thing I know,
Did you go forward or backward?
I went straight down in the pew, like kind of
Oh,
like,
I thought you were like on stage singing.
oh no, I would never choke.
This was like a this.
like that. No, I would. If I was up there singing Hallelujah, I wouldn't be thinking about death. I'd be thinking, God, I just kind of missed that last high C.
Yeah, this
Like,
crowd
yeah.
sucks. Crowd's
Yeah.
been weird all night.
Yeah, they've been a little. I mean, we're playing hits. They're not. This.
I mean, they straight up were not giving it to Father O'Brien right now.
They're a big like sing and stop crowd. You know?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, they've been weird, but I'll get them back.
They're not really rolling. I keep losing them in between. Every time
The
Father
priest
Jim
says
gets
that he's
up
like,
there,
"Well, you guys are a real ha ha ha. What the fuck is next, asshole?"
I've seen too many comics doing that recently.
It's been a lot.
Some of my dear friends do that on stage, and it's okay if you do it, but it has become this is a CVS. I saw
pretty
4 people do
commonplace.
it this past week.
It's
Where you
pretty-
go, you guys are real ha 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 ha. What's next, clown? Or ha, ha,
What's
ha,
next, fuck
tell another
face?
joke.
Yeah. Yep. It's always some variation of that. And let me tell you something, Tom. I don't enjoy it.
No, I'll tell you this.
Every time
though,
I've seen
Tim,
somebody
I've
do it, I'm
done
like, come on, you're better than that.
You've never done it?
That one, I mean, I'm sure I have, but it's not like I have a couple of, like, you have like little moves that work. You know what I mean? That's not like a move that I have, but I would, there's no chance I haven't.
I have that move in there. I mean,
I'm
it's
dumb
kinda
enough
like,
to do that.
It's kind of like it's a nice little like post move. It's a little hack, but it's a nice little drop step, little Dirk fadeaway.
It's fundamentally sound.
Yeah.
It is absolutely fundamentally sound, but it is not as impressive or exciting
No.
than somebody just right off the dribble,
Just
one dribble
taking off from the
baseline, just
3-point
yakking
from
one.
the free
Yeah.
throw line.
Absolutely yakking one. It does, unfortunately. I've never seen it like, ooh, they hated that.
No, everyone, because it kind of, yeah, it always hits.
I
So
think it
does
depends
the
on what you say at
CVS.
the very end, because some people always go a little dark with them. They'll be like fuckers or something like that. I've
Yeah.
seen it go wrong on that.
Yeah.
But if you keep it light at the end, well, you guys are a real what's next? Clown
I've heard a
gesture,
lot
or whatever
of
they
clown.
say.
I've heard a lot of clown.
Gesture, yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah.
You volunteered to do this. Shut up.
What did you get into this weekend?
Well, a bit of a late one on Saturday, Tom.
Oh, where at?
Sometimes these it just get away with you. Or get away from you. I took a little bit of just a little tiny little slip of just a smallest little bit of acid on Saturday.
Whoa, I've never done that. What was that like?
I mean, you just get giggly, and it's a
It's like
very
mushroom spray.
yeah, kind of, and you're like maybe a little bit more visual, but not like you're not acting like a crazy person. You're just like
Where were you at?
giggling with your buddy. at a pal's place, and then we ended up, it gets to the morning, we go. This is Christmas morning. This is how I spent my Christmas morning, or my Easter morning. Easter morning.
I don't know. In your world, you might have woken up. You're like, it's Christmas.
I walk in. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I cooked goose. I cooked goose for
Just
everyone.
a full Santa outfit.
God bless us, everyone.
Off my ass on acid. Merry Christmas.
Tiny Tim. Come out on a crutch. You're like, no, I really hurt my knee last night.
But dude, like, just going to what you said, we're like, you didn't even realize that it was Easter. Neither did we. We were up walking around a park in Fort Greene, and like everybody kind of starts coming out, and people are, they're like setting up a farmer's market, and they're like
in very nice Eastery clothes.
Well, no, like where we were at in the park, everybody was parking. So they're all going for jogs. They're just taking their dogs out. It's a part of Brooklyn where there's probably a healthy mix of believers and non-believers. Everyone that was at the park that morning, probably a non-believer.
Sure, because they were doing normal park stuff. This wasn't like Easter picnic park.
This wasn't Easter to them. So like we didn't even realize that it was Easter for a while, and then we like kind of got away from the park, and there was all these people dressed in Easter clothes heading towards, and we were like, "What the hell is going on today?" So we're like, "Well, let's go investigate." So we go to the church, and we go in, and we're like, "Oh, it's like absolutely slam packed," and you start to see some of the stuff around. You're like, "It's Easter."
I love that that it took you going into a Catholic church to realize it was Easter.
100%. We were both like, no, of course.
How was Mass? How's the homily?
I mean, they were in full, when we walked in, they were in full. And I was like, ooh, that brings me back.
Christ has died. Christ is risen. Christ will come.
Why is it that way as well? Like at least the new non-denominational church, they have like a full rock band on stage.
Dude, I went to a Christian or like a non-denominational Christian worship mass with my buddy once, like 3 years ago. And the drummer in this band,
dude, he has like a solo.
Should be world famous. I was in the back like, this guy fucking rips.
I mean, he's just and you're like, oh, he has like the whole build out. Dude. He's like 200 drums around him.
He's doing the full in the air tonight. Phil Collins. And I'm like,
holy shit, that's Dave Grohl. What the hell?
I'm like, I do believe in God. Like, it's fucking rules.
All right, you got me. I mean, this band is, like they truly are. Some of them are like, they have like a 12-piece band.
Yeah, and then the Catholic Church is like, no, we'll get them on.
But at least the guy doing it is 150 years old.
Yeah, and he can't hear. So the tone is spot on. Spot off. Has anyone ever used the phrase spot off? Boy, that is spot off.
That is spot off. That'd be really
fun.
After somebody like makes a point. You know when somebody thinks they really made a point?
Yeah.
And you'd be like, oh, damn, yeah, that's spot off.
But that is a spot off observation.
Yeah, I like that. Well, let's see. So anywho, we're in this church.
Yeah.
They're homming. And it was like, you get the feel like, I've been away from religion for a little while. So like when you see it, you're like, oh, you feel very far away from it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I remember this, but like, it's just so not in my brain or my life at all.
It gets weird. And this is like, this goes for anything that you step away from, but you kind of forget. You're like, oh yeah, there's like a lot of people that are still really into
People are really in, like the church was, there were 600 people in there. It was absolutely slammed.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so weird. And then we walk down the street and we go to this like trendy Fort Greene coffee shop. And that felt way worse.
Why?
The people, I don't even know how to describe the people that were in there. They all felt like inbred French kings and queens. Like you could tell it was like people that they had to have all come from just so much money because none of them were like real.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
I think that about so many people who live in New York and LA, but
you're like, what is this thing? Like, I know none of you have like I feel like if I walked in there, I could have robbed with anybody I wanted to in there. I wouldn't even need a weapon. If I walked up and said, give me what's in your pockets, I feel like everyone would have been like, absolutely, I'm so sorry.
For sure. Sorry, I'm a filthy little chai.
Yeah, it was like, what is the vibe in here? It felt so bizarre. I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I was like, I think you all need to go to that church down the
Wow,
street.
this is where Tim takes a turn back towards religion. Dude, go back into the cloth.
I was like the people are rolling around their, like their dog, like had like this elaborate stroller.
Your Labrador.
No, like a big stroller. It was like this big.
I don't know. I was just making a play on a Labrador.
Oh, that was a riff. Oh, sorry.
A Labrador. Fuck.
No, that's
a
spot
yellow
off,
Labrador.
Spot off as hell.
God damn it.
But I'm like, what? And it's, they're all like dressed like way too cool for like 8 in the morning. Like they're dressed so cool.
Yeah. You know what
For
they need?
8 in the morning.
They need Jesus.
I'm like, you got to get something.
And I think you could be the one to bring it to them.
You got to get something. Because then you would see like a real person would walk by and go into the coffee shop. And you're like, oh, no, that's a person.
That person's alive.
Yeah. They're in the same reality as the rest of us.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the idea of you on acid in a coffee shop going, wake up! Wake up!
What is wrong with you? I just couldn't. It was a very odd vibe in there.
This is a Catholic church.
I'm like, oh, shit, I guess I came back to the church. Damn it.
I thought it was CVS. My bad.
I thought I was still in the dang coffee shop. I would tell you this, it felt weird, and they got my order wrong, so I was even more upset.
In a cool coffee shop, they can't get the order wrong. That's the only thing they have going for them.
It just didn't come out.
Ever?
You know what I think? I bet they didn't even clock me as a human being.
Yeah, they go, this guy is operating on a different plane. I don't think he actually just ordered from me.
Yeah, that's a make-believe person. Go away, sir.
Hey, get out of here. Your jacket is not long enough.
You clearly haven't spent 3 to 4 hours on your appearance before 8 in the morning. And it was all like way too over stylized. It was like, what is going on with these people?
Yeah. Fort Greene, weird place.
It was odd. I didn't care for it, Tom. And then I'm trying to get a little Americano. Can't get that. So now I got to push my way to the front again. And they're all like, I was like, hey, you didn't
give me it.
The hell?
Hey, give me a drink. Give me a coffee.
Fucking so thirsty. Come on. They were like, oh my God. I was like, just give me a coffee. I'm not even going to wait for the espresso.
Just give me
the coffee.
What's an Americano? That's espresso and water.
Yeah.
You ever rip a red eye?
The hell?
That's a cup of coffee with an espresso just dumped in it.
Wait, so it's just coffee and espresso?
Mm-hmm. It'll get you zipping, dude.
A red eye. Is that? I would guess that's like the last level boss, right? Because Americano's up there as far as like tastes shitty, but is like jet fuel. You know.
I mean, it's red eye, but it's an Americano, but replace the water with coffee.
I'm gonna give it a go.
I mean, you'll be zipping and zopping.
I'll join. I'm gonna get back
you'll find yourself in a church.
Dude, I'm gonna get back in the group chat. Really lay it on you guys.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Well, Tom, you were just in a van?
What?
You were just in a van for a couple of days.
No, but we can use that as the transition.
A bus. You were in a bus, small bus.
I was in. Oh! I know what you're saying. I was like, I don't know what this riff is. I literally thought that was like, I was like, van down by the river, maybe. I don't know. No, we drove down to tiny town. Am I gonna? Yeah. I don't care. I'm going to talk shit about Ottawa, Illinois, to film this thing. Me and our good friend Jeffrey Osmus. I had this idea for a show, and we filmed a little pilot episode of it this weekend. And I think it actually went well. I was really happy to come up with an idea and then like do it. It felt a lot like the first time we like filmed a roommates-in-law thing and like really like actually finished it. It was like, oh yeah, we like came up with an idea and then saw it through. That was cool.
Yeah, but it sucked when we watched it though.
No, not the first one. First one was okay.
I don't know. You go back and watch some of those early ones. You're like, I mean, some of these.
Yeah, some of them sucked, but
what are we doing?
I thought the first one was funny. We were Marvin Harry from Home Alone. That was
but you're like, boy, we look. I mean, we were very nervous there for a little while.
It was really hard to film those first couple.
We would do like 18 takes of being like, hey, Tom.
Remember how many microphones I had?
Yeah.
because I didn't really know how to do it. So I was like, let me use every piece of technology I have.
You're like, all right, here's two. Put those in your front pockets. Put these in your back pockets.
I got a boom mic here.
Got a boom mic here. We do have to pay that guy. He's a union too, so it's like 80 an hour.
Yeah, we had a camera guy. It was very cool. We did this thing, but the premise is basically like get to know a small town, and Jeffrey and I have mostly bonded over doing like small town gigs. So it was really fun to get
Right.
to do it with him. Hadn't seen him in a while. It's fun to do things with your friends. It went pretty well. It was funny to see what was hitting and not hitting. My favorite thing that wasn't hitting throughout the
Well,
week
wait.
was
I don't think I understand the premise yet.
premise is basically like I don't want to give too much away because I'm excited for when it comes out, but it's like
Give us the trailer.
spend
In a world.
4 days. The show is called Local References.
Okay.
And so it's spending 4 days in a town, getting to really know the town, so that the local references you're making in a show are not just like the easy punch down small towns.
You can't just look up Crackhead Town, Wisconsin.
Yeah, like small towns are different than big towns, like
Right.
it's really getting to learn the inside jokes in every town. Who are the regulars? Who are the town clowns? Who are the big shots? Who are the shitty politicians? Who are the big time bar owners? Who really runs
Who are the
city?
old families here where they're a part of the
Exactly. The
Yeah.
Dutlingers kind of run shit in Ottawa.
Yeah. Well, they used to
like,
own all this land, and
Yeah.
their great grandparents did. I'm with you. The lore, if you will.
figure out the lore of the city and the current gossip. Like that's what we learned. Actually, people really want you to reference during a show is like if you know that like this councilwoman used to be married to that guy and now she's married to this guy who's actually friends with him. Like that kind of thing is where people are like, "Holy shit!
Like,
How did you
okay,
know
so-
that?"
It's like what is that guy, the Nardwar, where he like knows all this like insane rapper history, and he'll ask. They won't know how much he knows about him. He'll interview him, and they're like, "How the fuck did you know that experience when I had when I was 15 and I got introduced to that DJ? How did you know?" And he's just like, "I do my research."
That's what you hope for. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I like this.
Like the couple times we like struck gold on stage. I wish we did 2 shows because we could have really honed it for the second one. But the couple times where like it all lined up on stage, I mean, people loved it. They were like, "How did you know that the real deal?" They all have nicknames too.
The real deal. Let's go.
How'd you know the real deal in Hollywood used to deal drugs? Like all this stuff. It was so fun.
Okay,
And,
so why did you choose Ottawa, Illinois?
I performed there a few times, and it's one of those like, as as our listeners know, I'm a big proponent of just like saying yes to stuff that's a little odd, just going and doing stuff. It's
The
just
power of yes, Tom.
yeah, just go do something, and most of the times you won't regret it. I took like kind of a nightmarish gig there once, and I've talked about it on the pod. Just insane time. And then I took a second gig there because they asked me to come back. I've been there 3 times in the last 12 months.
Hell yes.
And the second time, I noticed I had all these carryover jokes from the first show of like, "Whoa, this is the same crowd. I remember you. I remember you. I remember this was your deal. I remember this." And like the magic of that was like where this idea came from. And then it's one of those things. The lady who booked me, her husband used to work in reality TV, has all the video equipment. He was like, I'll shoot the first one if you want.
What did he have?
He has everything. He had all the sound equipment. He rented one lens that's like a Netflix grade lens, so it'll look really good. And then, but everything else he had, and he was like, I'll shoot it. So we shot like a full pilot for free, and he's gonna edit it.
Damn, that's a big win.
It was cool. Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I'm sure we'll have an absolute breakdown when it comes to ownership of the idea and everything. But
so here's another cue. So how are you getting to know the town? You're like going to eat at the local diners and like talking to the waitress and shit?
We bartended. We had these people like line everything up. We bartended at the main bar for like 3 hours. We made pizzas and hung out at the main, like their famous pizzeria. We sat outside their grocery store. I mean, this is the beauty of a small town. It's like, well, you got to go to Handy Foods.
Simply must.
I'm like, what's the deal with Handy Foods? They're like, well, it's like the social scene for anyone over 50. And it proved true. I mean, literally, it was popping. the whole time we were there like mid-afternoon on a Thursday.
And people are kind of hanging.
They're grabbing a little coffee, shitty little coffee from like a carafe thing
Sure.
and hanging.
Yes.
And then we just had a table out front with a sign that said, "Tell us about Ottawa." And people just came by and talked. A lot of people would talk to us, and the second we tried to hand them a microphone, they would freak out. And they
That
do the
makes
thing of like,
sense.
"You're not getting me on camera." Like we're trying to like cancel them.
And you're like, no, you're telling us like the sweetest stories of like when your
Yeah.
mother grew up here. Like,
Talking about how you married your high school
what are you
sweetheart. You guys
talking
have been together ever
about?
since.
You're not going to humiliate me like they do that Kanye West.
Dude,
You're like,
exactly.
no.
They all, dude, so many people said things about us getting canceled or something, like, or them getting canceled. And I'm like, I don't think you really know what that means. But
Also,
in the middle of the
I doubt
show-
they're like walking out of the grocery store. They're not going to be like, well, you know who fucked Brenda, right? You're like, they're not going to give you that one.
like, also, here's my stance on abortion. It was
You're
like,
"Ah."
it was more like, yeah, I've been coming to this grocery store for 40 years. I remember when it was a casino or whatever. You know, they're telling us stories and stuff, and it was a good time. We had this running bit that we thought was so funny, where we were saying me and Jeff met because the mayor of the town fucked both of our moms. And no one thought it was funny the entire time.
I'm trying to think who came up with the inception of that joke.
It was just like a riff when we were doing an interview.
No, I mean like that just sounds like something that would come right out of Jeff's mouth.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh wow.
I believe the first iteration was that he was a pedophile, actually, and we were
Sure.
like, that
Oh,
might
you have
be a
to let
little
everybody
much
know.
to accuse the mayor of being a pedophile. So it was like, oh,
But
this is
anyway,
a-
yeah, spill the beans.
and then it's like, you know, it wasn't hitting, and it comes out like everyone kind of thinks he's like a closeted gay, maybe. So then it's like, oh, so maybe that was like not a cute riff, but we didn't know this the whole time.
Well, you know what? I do respect you came out swinging.
Yeah, because usually in a small town, talking shit about the mayor is like so easy. But we had to find other public figures to talk shit about. And there were like
Plenty.
the city planner, you know, they call him like the secret mayor. And it's like,
Oh, he's the one pulling the strings.
Everyone wants to talk shit about him.
Now
was
that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. Local. It's nice to know that shit exists at every level of humanity.
Oh yeah.
Like there
Also-
is Dick Cheney, and then there is also the city planner in Ottawa, who's
Dude,
like,
and-
"Hey, I just want to be behind the scenes."
And people talk shit about them in the same way. One dude we interviewed was like, I think the government's just spending way too much taxpayer money on the wrong shit. Like they filled in the canal. I mean, they built that new YMCA. We're asking for a new skate park and they're ignoring us. Like, it's so funny. It's like big government, even in Ottawa, big government is pissing
But you know what?
off the
Nice
little guy.
at that level, it does feel like you can make a difference in politics. I think that's the level that like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Really like participating because you're like, I could get something. I mean, if I could get enough votes, we could get this skate park built.
Also, we're doing this interview with this guy, and 20 minutes later, we're all in a bar together with the city council person who's in charge of like maybe doing a skate park. So yeah, you can like go up and talk to someone and be like, "Hey, Marla, what's the fucking deal?
What's the problem? We can't get the votes. I mean, I clearly have the ballots.
Come
And
on."
you don't want to even look at my proposal for the skate park.
Yeah.
Our kids need something to do. That's how they get into drugs. I like it better than filling in the canal. What the hell are you doing with that?
I know there's a good.
See, that's just government money going to a buddy of the mayor who's a contractor, and he said, "Hey, look, I can fill in this fucking thing for like $600,000." And he's like, "Boom!" And then that's a
Yeah.
company that they both have a vested interest in. So now it goes back to the mayor in a little back pocket deal. I mean,
It
this is
goes-
just politics 101, Tom.
It goes all the way to the top, dude.
I
Fill it
do
in
wish
the
you would have
canal.
met like a crazy journalist that like had all these theories.
Oh, it would have been sick.
That
And
could
that's
have
what
been
we were
big.
hunting for. I mean, that's what we wanted.
Well, that's one of those documentaries where it starts out like this started out as a documentary about a couple of buddies getting to know. And it's like, and then we met Terry.
We uncovered something deep.
Yeah, like everything changes. It like somehow goes all the way up to Biden. That would be amazing.
It cuts to us like in the back, like in full like SWAT gear, going into like a war zone in Ottawa, Illinois.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
that's
really
fun though.
fun.
And
And
so
then we
it all
had,
culminated in a show.
Yes. Yeah.
And
This is
were there a
this is
bunch
a-
of familiar faces?
Yeah, yeah, we met
from meeting
like
out at the grocery store and at the Handy Mart.
yeah, we met at Handy Foods. Yeah. We met, half the people that ended up coming to the show. There was a half that was a little confused about what me and Jeff were doing.
Sure.
Because we started the show together on stage, we ended it together, bumping mics, but we started it kind of being like kind of under it, looking back, it was like we kind of assumed everyone knew what the deal was, and we had some like really like hacky kind of punny jokes just to try to like open the show, and they were like, we don't know what this is, like
They just bought tickets to the thing in town.
to the comedy show. Yeah. And then we had our good friend Colin Unger drive out from Chicago
Let's go.
to host. So, but we didn't want to throw him to the wolves because we got all these local references, and then it's like, here's Colin. And so we tried to open the show up, and then we brought him up, but we were kind of bombing up top. So he ended up just going up pretty cold anyways.
Did,
Well, here's a joke
did he pull it out?
he did great. He did a great
Okay.
job. He didn't
You
have
can
a
tell
good
me how he
set.
actually did off stage.
No, he did not do well. I love you, Colin. We did not set him up very well, though. They were tight. I had a big joke bomb because this was a hilarious small town moment when we were bartending at this bar. I'm talking to this couple who it was so, I mean, just so funny. It's a union guy,
Yeah.
retired. It is a big union town, big factory town.
They always like to tell you that they're a part of the union.
Well, yeah, they're like,
They say,
Well,
"Hey,
'cause
Kevin
also-
O'Malley, I'm a union guy." Or they tell you
anyone-
what union they're with. I love that.
yeah, pipe fitters. Most of them are pipe fitters in this town.
Bingo.
And yeah, he is.
Yeah, he
From
is.
from the Todd Berry special. I don't know. Yeah, I don't pipe fit anymore. That's not what I heard.
That's not what I heard.
Anyways, I met this guy, and well, they say every time you ask where they lie politically, they always go, "Well, we're blue, but it's Union Democrats."
I don't
they
know.
like-
I don't know what that means.
Well, because unions have always been aligned with the Democratic Party.
Sure, it's workers' rights. Yeah.
Yeah, so like they vote blue, but like they're not liberal.
They're like, hey, no, like we're fiscally liberal but socially conservative.
Yes, exactly.
You kind of never hear that, honestly.
No, it's literally union towns. That's the only place you hear it.
It's just people vote for their interests. They're like this. They're
Well,
they
yeah, they're
support
like,
the union,
we
so that's how
need
I
the
make
u-
money.
the
So
u-
I vote for that.
Yeah, the union has supported my family for 3 generations now.
Gay people don't deserve to be alive, but I am voting blue.
Yeah. So we're we're bartending, and this guy, he's sitting with his wife, and I'm talking to them, and she's like, "Well, I've been here for forever. I've been married a few times, and but all to Ottawa people. We just got married." And her husband goes, "How many of your ex-husbands are in here right now?" She goes, "Just one." And I thought it was, and this was not a rip by her. I thought it was like the funniest thing I'd ever heard.
Well, they all went to high school together. They all knew each other since they were 15.
Yeah. And then I told it on stage, and exactly what you just said. No one laughed like it was funny.
There was like, yeah, that we always kind of run into your exes around here.
Yeah. In this room, I have 4 exes.
What is the population of Ottawa?
It's about 18,000.
Oh, okay, 18.
But that's like city and surrounding areas. And then like what we kind of learned is like the people that are hanging downtown, it gets to a smaller group pretty quick.
And that's Ottawa proper.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably creeping up, what, 5,000-6,000, that like inner sanctum
I would
of
guess
it?
like, yeah, the people that are really in the town doing stuff.
I mean, if you're running into your ex-husband's just on the reg, that's crazy. Because usually that would be like a thing.
Right. You usually be like, God, Jesus Christ.
God,
I gotta
really?
get out of
He's
here.
Yeah.
But they were both sitting at the bar, just opposite sides.
He's
and
just
they know
drinking a
each
Bud
other.
Light. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They probably have a
know
couple
each
of
other.
kids
I'm an
together.
idiot. And they knew each other, dude.
At one point, they committed their lives to each other.
But
I mean,
was
that does
fun.
roll. That's just shit that you just would never, ever experience outside of those towns.
Small town. Yeah.
And you
So
know
that's
what?
kind of the beauty of it.
They're ready to have a good time too.
So they were boozing.
Yeah, they're like usually fun crowds, and they're ready to
driving.
have fun. Oh, for sure.
Not one person wasn't driving home. I mean, I'm
And
like, to a point where I'm like, okay, you two are married. You didn't both have to drive.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Like, wait, you both Well, yeah, she was down the street.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna go get her.
I had to get here first.
It's like we actually all drive as many cars as we can because
Safety in numbers.
yeah, it's like the sheriff is Stan's little brother. We could just still beat the shit out of him.
He's not going to arrest us all. We'll pants him again.
I mean, that is true. Like you go do those shows in small towns, and then it's like you go to this crazy that they all go to, and they met when they were way back when.
Yeah.
Sometimes the guys are trying to get their wives. They like play around that like area.
A lot of swinger energy.
Yeah, it's a lot of swinger energy.
Or like they want you to like hit on their wife. Like we were getting a lot of that. Like they kind of want, but like they don't actually like want their wife to like hook up with you. But like they do kind of want that sexual energy. I don't know what it is, but it was aggressive. We were getting a lot of that after the shows.
Mm-hmm.
All three of us. It was wild.
And it's like Colin's like, nah, I can't.
I would never do that to you. Oh my God. I'm embarrassing Colin here. I don't care. This is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. We're about to leave this bar on Saturday. I'm like absolutely pooped. We had a long day. We filmed this whole thing. I'm like, we got to get out of here. I'm calling it. And he's calling, and he's like, he's like, there's this girl. She's so hot. I was going to talk to her. And I'm like, all right, go shoot your shot, whatever. And he goes over, comes back like 8 seconds later. And he's like, I got her number. Let's go. like he stole it. Like, what'd you pickpocket her?
He's like, well, I actually have her wallet, but I mean, her number's got to be in here somewhere.
At least her address is on her license. You know,
I got her social. Let's get out of here.
But he went up to her. He said like, you're beautiful. If you're ever in Chicago, let me know. Whatever. Got her number. Gets out of there, and then like we're walking to the car, and he's like, I'm gonna text her, and he pulls, and I look over his shoulder at his phone, and he pulls up the contact, and it's just saved in his phone as hot girl. It made me laugh so hard.
Oh, we love the boy. Why?
I was like, I mean, what is her name? And he's like, I have no idea.
I have no idea. You're like, okay, what city does she live in? I don't know.
I was like, well, what's the action?
Hot girl. Did he text her that night?
Yeah, she didn't respond till the next day. And this is, now I'm just exposing him. But she just goes, do you guys have the videos from the bar last night? That was it. And she meant like the professional, we were filming still. He's like, yeah, you don't just like get those though.
Yeah, can I get proof of the footage from last night? What? What? Well, she was probably like, oh, nice. Now I have the cameraman's contact information. It's crazy that he knows that I'm going to want some footage. He's like, hey, I got to get your number. She's like, yeah, sure. Do you need me to like sign a waiver or anything like that?
Yeah, I assumed you would have to get, I mean, what, did you just send a W-2 in the mail? Or?
He's like, yeah, so just text me whenever you're in Chicago. She's like, wait, are you asking me to like be an actress? Oh, no.
It was so just hot girl made me laugh so hard because I'm like, what happens in like 6 months if she texts you?
He's going, fuck.
You have no context.
No, none. She's like, hey, just seriously, about that footage, I don't know if you remember me.
I was the one who almost fell off a table that I was dancing on. And you were like, wow, she's the love of my life.
Oh, that is fun. Was it like, but I would imagine like, it was like a nice mix of like young people and old people. They all got along and they all kind of know they're all in the town together. It wasn't like old people and then the young people of town are kind of drug addict-y, that kind of vibe.
That was
where the older generation's going, I don't know what happened to these younger kids.
I mean, it totally depended on which bar you went to. If you go to Muffy's,
really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit of more wild, rambunctious young crowd. Maybe a couple of ne'er-do-wells.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, and then you go to JJ's and you got a bunch of regulars in their 50s and 60s that are just sitting around. They call one corner of the bar the dirty curve.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 8 dudes who sit there every day, which is a bummer, but really
and
fun.
Like the polish is all really rubbed off of the bar because they've been there so many times.
And
I love that.
They just drink beers and shots. So bartending was the easiest job in the world.
Damn. So these are like men.
God, sorry, I just hear my nephew screaming out there. Okay.
It looked like you just literally, this like expression is overused. I thought you saw like a dead body or like
kind
a
of what it
ghost
sounded
walk
like.
dead.
All I heard was like,
You looked you looked
that's what I heard.
you looked genuinely
It kind of
scared.
spooked me, dude. There's a closet right here. I thought for a second it was coming from in there.
You looked
Oh,
genuinely
shit.
freaked the
Yeah,
fuck
I have
out right
no
there.
idea what we were just talking about. I completely spaced.
I mean, I was about to be like, Tom, you need me to call Tom?
I
It's like
just disappeared.
that is kind of the start of like a thriller.
Yeah, like I have noise canceling headphones on, so it's like, what the? Nah, I didn't hear that. I made
And
that
like
up.
you don't say like, hey, let me go. You just kind of get up and you start saying something and I never hear from you again. So I have to like testify. I'm like, he did. It sounded like he knew the person.
No, we're not. We're not actually roommates. We're not brothers-in-law either. We're just good friends.
That's the first thing I have to clarify on the stand.
Yeah.
Oh, so it looks like you and Tom were roommates. Like,
Nah.
no,
Oh,
we're not even.
in-laws though. No, did you not listen to the theme song at all?
You're not even. You don't even listen. Like, you didn't even subscribe to the. Have you ever gotten a free hot dog from us,
If you haven't gotten a free hot dog from us, I'm gonna need to talk to a lawyer.
dude? When they're trying to do jury selection, they're like, "Have you received a free hot dog from the Roommates-in-Law podcast?" And they're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "No, you're off."
You're on the stand looking at someone. You're like, this guy, air marshal, is probably gonna blow my head off.
Are you an? What do you do for a living? I'm an air marshal. He's out.
He's done. Can't do that. No TSA agents either.
None, zero. Like, hey, you two, we know you're Tom and Tim's fathers. Get out of here. You can't be the dad the whole time.
And yes, this courtroom is inside of a CVS, but we're gonna have to do what we can. Oh God.
How the fuck did we get on that?
I don't know, but anyways, we had people drink. Oh, one guy told me.
Oh, back in the town, yeah.
One guy told me he quit drinking after I'd poured him like 5 shots, but because he goes in his, they would tap on their beers when they needed a new beer, and then they would go like this when they needed a shot, just little like hand motion for shot, tap on the beer for a new beer, and then this guy tapped on a cup, and I go, "What was this?" He's like, "Just pineapple and cran." I was like, "Oh, okay," and he goes, "Yeah, I quit drinking." I go, "I've poured you like 5 shots," and he's like, "Well, I still do that."
He's like, no, I quit getting absolutely blacked out drunk every day.
I just quit mixing a mixed drink with shots.
I get blacked out 3 times a week now. Thank you, Tom.
And it
Wait, so
a
were they
little bit
giving you
longer.
these hand because those feel like hand motions of like, some old veterans and the bartender knows what they're talking about. Were they just assuming that y'all knew these hand gestures, or was it like, hey, this means this, we do this here? Was a little bit of that?
They were being nice, but they were also kind of being dicks in a really fun way.
I got you. Welcome to our town, bitch.
I mean, like, I was like, you've seen the people in the small town that I used to work in, like they booze. So
Sure.
I know how to like kind of hang with these people. Jeff kept trying to see himself out of the drinking situation. And I'm just
Wait,
like,
what do you mean? While you're bartending?
You either have to say, I don't drink, or you're going to drink with them. They go, all the bartenders are going shot for shot with these people.
Oh, no.
And it was the expectation.
So who went shot for shot?
Me and Jeff.
Oh.
And them.
How many shots did you have? Shots?
Probably like 8.
Oh. No.
It was Dr. McGillicuddy's.
Hell is that? That sounds horrible.
It's like schnapps. It was like peppermint flavored.
Oh no. I mean, you might hit the puke button on that one.
I didn't. It tasted amazing. It tasted like I was brushing my teeth every 5 minutes.
But I mean, it is like a liqueur, right? It is still like 25% alcohol.
Yeah, but I think it's like 25 or 30%. Like it's lighter.
I mean, 8 shots of that will still
Yeah,
send
we're
you to the
pouring little
moon.
ones though. Like kind of the mini plastic ones at bars.
Yeah.
We were doing those ones. Half of them were doing large ones. I mean, it was
because I'm like, that's just a rest. That's like, it wouldn't be cute at all if you were both just like passing out and puking behind the bar.
No, we didn't get that lit up. It was fun.
Okay, I was about to say 8 shots. The hell is going on?
Over a few hours,
8 shots, Tom.
Yeah, but little guys at McGillicuddy's.
Right.
The doctor was in, dude. Doctor's orders.
Wait, so they're ripping essentially peppermint schnapps and beers?
Yeah, it's a weird combo, but that was and a lot of menthol shots.
Oh dear God! What size are these gentlemen? Are these some big old boys?
I'm gonna let you guess.
Yeah. There's some big old boys. Yeah, that sounds like you're like that doesn't make sense at all.
No, they're famous. The town is famous for their pork tenderloin sandwiches, pizza, and beef rolls.
Damn, being famous for pizza. There's an original idea, Ottawa.
You ever heard of a beef roll before?
I think I could imagine it.
What do you think it is?
I would imagine just some sort of like beef. Oh boy.
No, it's like a deep dish pizza dough with just beef and cheese mixed up, and then another piece of dough over it, like a calzone.
Jesus Christ. God damn it.
Yeah.
That's a one and done order, correct? Or are you splitting that?
We didn't end up having it, but I assume that it's not a solo order.
You didn't have one of their 3 famous dishes?
It was from a pizza place on the other side of town. We had already gotten pizza 2 nights in a row. I was like, I can't do a beef and cheese thing tonight.
Other side of town, you're like, I can't drive 3 minutes to get over there, dude.
No, I just took 8 Dr. McGillicuddy shots. It was a wild time, dude.
So were people like, because I was walking down the street in Big Fat Ridgewood, and they're clearly like filming a movie. They've been filming a movie all over the neighborhood, and then people go, you see the stuff, you see the trucks. I'm sure it's a bit of a larger production than what was happening in Ottawa, but like we
didn't have a truck.
Well, like you still see the thing happening, and you go, well, what the fuck's going on over there?
Yeah, there were people doing that because we had, we were mic'd up and the camera was huge. I mean, he had a big over the shoulder mount thing, you know, and we were driving around to your earlier point, how we started this. The first 2 days we were driving around in a short bus that was painted with Chicago Bears logos and stuff.
Okay.
Just the bar owner bought it from a guy in Chicago.
Okay, there we go. And then you had to.
And we drove around in that. It was kind of hilarious. But so we'd come out of the Bears bus with like film, and they see me and they see Jeff and they go, wow, those must be professional football players. And they're being filmed.
Sure,
so
obviously.
Let's follow them around. They say, wow, that is one of the largest men I've ever seen in my life.
And his buddy's going, no, he's not that large, but you can tell he's a freak athlete.
He just has he has one of those verticals that you just can't really teach.
It's great. No, seriously, look at his calves and his thighs. I mean, that guy is nothing but speed. Built for speed. The other guy, I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is. He's probably got a good hour, though.
I'm not sure what's happening over there. So, yeah, it's like a thing. People can sense it's like something's going on. Let's go see what's going on over here.
Yeah. One of this mom told us after the show, she goes, I'll say this. She came up to us and kind of waited till it cleared out. She goes, I'll say this. Never seen the girls of Ottawa dress up this nice before.
Oh, big.
Dude, I think some people thought we were being paid by Netflix to film this. People
and
talked about it.
They wouldn't be crazy to think that.
Yeah, I mean, it's if
you guys had your own little camera, that would be different.
Right.
But you got a guy with a big rig on him. He looks like the fucking RoboCop coming in there.
Exactly.
You got lights, you got a bus. They're like, something's going on here. This is big.
We're putting Ottawa on the map.
Why the hell not? That rules. It
was hilarious. Just the way she said it was so judgmental, too. She wasn't saying it as a compliment to us. She was like, look at these little sluts.
See how desperate these women are? How dare you?
Yeah.
Do you see how sad these women are? You're going to show up in a fancy school bus?
In a fancy short bus that barely starts?
Oh, that is so funny. They're like, the guys that pulled up in the short bus are doing a show tonight. Let's get slutty as hell.
It was amazing.
They're like, I'm going to fuck the little one. They're like, okay, so which one is that?
Which they're both pretty weak looking.
No, that's very fun. But then the show was, how was the show?
It was fun. It was chaotic and a fun time. We just had
I'm sold.
We just had the 3 of us, and then it was we bumping mics, brought Colin up to to do that, and then I just feel so bad. We did not set.
What did Colin did something to you? You've been hitting the dunk button on Colin the whole pod.
It was just so fun. No, I love him to death. It was the most fun night too, and I think he had fun. But he just walked into this thing. Me and Jeff have been living in this town for 4 days. We got a million inside jokes with these people, and then we're like, Colin, get up there.
Right. Right. Hey, Colin, will you go for a fist bump on somebody and then totally pull it back from him and piss that guy off?
Yeah, it was. Wait, is that a reference to something?
Well, oh no, he does the which one's a lie, and he's like, they're
Oh,
all
oh, and then
lies.
he does. Yeah, he did do that one. Yeah, wow, good call.
Did it
That-
go over?
Yeah, joke kind of slapped actually.
You're such a fucking liar.
No, that one hit.
Okay.
He was just
Colin-
it was a brutal way to start because he had to get up there and be like, I don't know what this is.
I just drove. I don't know who you people are.
Yeah.
I'm here to just sling a couple of bits and get the hell out of here.
Yeah. And but then we both had me and Jeff both did sets. It was a fun time. And then we closed it out with like one of the segments we do is like pickup lines written for that town. And then like you know, everyone has mottos about other towns around them.
Sure.
You know, so then we wrote one for like literally every town around in the surrounding area, and that stuff really, really kind of slapped around. And it was, I think it'll turn into a real little show here.
A little something here and there,
Yeah.
and then you just visit different towns and get the lure,
Yep,
the lore.
local references. You know, I think
Everybody loves a local reference. You're not going to catch one town upset about a local reference.
no, nothing hits harder either.
Unless you hit them with the Waterloo button, and that's a whole different thing. It's funny you mentioned that. I've seen it bomb exactly one time.
I've seen it bomb in a horrific way one time, and it was you, the creator of this show. Damn it.
Oh, it was fun as hell, though. All right, Tom, where are we at? I feel like we've been.
I think we got to wrap this thing. Sorry, I was just really hogging the last of that, but it was an exciting weekend.
I mean, wait, we were ball hogging a little bit earlier, though. That's a basketball
Hey,
reference.
there we
Tom.
go. Come on.
Come on,
Tim-
how about I put a little
Tim
bow
from-
on it?
Caitlin Clark Smith. Let's go.
Tim from 22. That's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, hey folks, like the pod. Come to a show. We love you.
Like the pod. Send us a note. Send us a 0.
Oh, I didn't even discuss this guy Zero. We'll talk about it next week.
Oh, we did have a good submission,
And
right?
it's one that's like, because we got a few that were like, yeah, that's a stone. Somebody's like, this guy robbed my mother. And I'm like, yeah, that's a
Yeah, it's
0.
0 and a criminal.
That's a criminal. You can't submit criminals.
If
But
they
this-
are committing a crime, I guess 0 is implied.
Yeah, that's pretty. If they're doing 10 to 12 in a federal penitentiary, let's just go ahead and assume they're a 0.
But we had a good one.
But we had one that was worthy of like a discussion, and I completely. We'll talk about it next week, folks.
Yeah, deal. All right. We love you guys.
He married my sister, now we're living together.